We begin this news hour in the US, where access to the Chinese social media app TikTok could be at stake as the company's CEO testifies in Congress. Lawmakers have been questioning Shou-Zi Chew on the safety of the app, how it collects data, and the company's relationship with the Chinese Communist Party. Many politicians in the US want the app banned because of security concerns. The app is phenomenally popular in America with 150 million users. Supporters gathered outside Congress on Wednesday urging lawmakers not to ban TikTok. Speaking as he arrived for today's grilling, Mr. Chew promised to make transparency and safety at the top of the company's US strategy.
We are very excited to be here. There are many misconceptions about our company, and I'm very proud to come here and represent them and all our users here in this country. Now, I'm going to make 4 commitments to this committee today and all our users in this country. Number 1, we're going to prioritize safety, particularly for teenagers, and we're going to keep it a top priority for us. Second, we're going to firewall off protected US data from any unwanted foreign access. 3, we commit to keep TikTok free, a free place for freedom of expression without any manipulation by any government. And 4th, we are committing to transparency, and we're committing to third-party monitoring. We'll give them access to keep us accountable for our commitments that we're making. Well, thank you very much. I'll see you inside. Thank
you. Well, soothing words there from the TikTok chief executive Shou-Zi Chew, but members of the House committee weren't in the mood to be placated.
Mr. Chew, you are here because the American people need the truth about the threat TikTok poses to our national and personal security. TikTok collects nearly every data point imaginable, from people's location to what they type and copy, who they talk to, biometric data, and more. Even if they've never been on TikTok, your trackers are embedded in sites across the web. TikTok surveils us all. And the Chinese Communist Party is able to use this as a tool to manipulate America as a whole. We do not trust TikTok will ever embrace American values for freedom, human rights, and innovation. TikTok has repeatedly chosen the path for more control, more surveillance, and more manipulation. Your platform should be banned. I expect today you'll say anything to avoid this outcome, like you are 100% responsible for what TikTok does, that you suddenly endorse a national data privacy standard, that Project Texas is more than a marketing scheme, that TikTok doesn't harm our innocent children, or that your ties to the Chinese Communist Party through ByteDance is just a myth. We aren't buying it.
Well, for more of this, let's cross live to Washington and speak to Arise US correspondent Eric Ham. Good to see you, Eric. So more than 2 hours, several hours actually, of testimony there. Summarize for us what was said at that hearing.
Ongoing. I was there actually for the first hour and a half, and I can tell you the room was packed. It was palpable tension in the room. You have Democrats and Republicans who believe that TikTok is a bad influence on children. They believe that it's a company that is run by the Chinese Communist Party. And many believe that it is not only detrimental to children, but they believe it's a national security threat. And what you are seeing take place in this hearing today is you are seeing full-throated attacks and condemnations of the company by both Democrats and Republicans. It's also important to note that the CEO is, while he's testifying before the House Energy and Commerce Committee today, which is, of course, controlled by Republicans, he will also participate in a hearing on the Senate side and the Senate Commerce Committee, where, of course, in the Senate, it's controlled by Democrats. Nevertheless, he certainly cannot expect to have a lighter time when he goes before the Senate, because what you're seeing here is the American lawmakers see China as a growing threat. Of course, that is playing out more and more, particularly as you see President Xi's summit with Moscow President Vladimir Putin, and of course the continued efforts of China's growing military aggression in the South China Seas. And they just see TikTok as an expansion of this ongoing effort by China to prepare itself for what many believe will be an eventual confrontation between the United States and China.
I wonder financially, Eric, how important is TikTok or is the US for TikTok?
Well, today at the hearing, there were a number of questions that were asked about TikTok's finances, and the CEO continued to claim that this is a private company and would not be forthcoming with any financial data or financial information. Nevertheless, where this could be potentially resourceful or financially valuable for the United States is he mentioned this project called Project Texas, where much of the U.S. data information will be stored in Texas at this new facility. And so, of course, that would reap enormous financial benefit. But still, even members of the committee that are from the state of Texas, they simply are not buying this, and they simply do not want TikTok. What we are seeing here, Charles, is that there is a growing consensus that TikTok should not be heavily moderated or regulated, but that TikTok should be banned. And based on what I saw and heard today, there does not appear to be any steam moving away from this consensus that there should just be a full-throated ban of TikTok from the United States, as we've already seen from more than 25 states that have already banned TikTok. That is where this issue is heading. And because we're moving into, of course, a presidential election season, you're going to hear more, not less of that, from lawmakers and potential candidates for higher office.
So in a sense, Eric, you could say that TikTok has found itself at the heart of a diplomatic battle between the US and China, because, I mean, Donald Trump tried to ban the app in 2020, but TikTok managed to survive at the time, and 3 years later, it's once again fighting for its future.
It is, Charles, and it's very striking because, as you already mentioned, TikTok has more than 150 million users in the United States. It's one of the most popular apps for young people under the age of 18, and it also is now growing in popularity for people over the age of 35 in the United States. So what you're seeing is, as lawmakers, both nationally and statewide, continue to seek to ban TikTok, the user base in the United States is actually growing. Now, that certainly has not translated into political liabilities for lawmakers at this time. But still, what we're seeing here is TikTok is still enormously popular, even with the growing concerns of its connections to the Chinese Communist Party.
Eric, thanks very much indeed. Eric Ham, Arise US correspondent, talking to me there from Washington.